they're ramping things up in a very aggressive manner. And people are now realizing it's almost like we're sleeping and they're building a cage around us as we're sleeping. What are the signs that you're seeing that they're ramping up this? And how far do you think they are away from achieving that goal of that totalitarian police, surveillance state or surveillance police state?
They're realizing they're running out of time because more people are waking up. What they don't get, though, is people are waking up because they're ramping it up, right? It's getting so ridiculous. So they're kind of running out of time. They have a feeling, rightly so, the window is kind of closing because the critical voices are becoming more and they're becoming louder. So that's why they're ramping things up. And you see that. So, I mean, there is so many issues going on right now. They're erecting these 15-minute ghettos. That's what I call them. And they're starting with that pretty much in Great Britain. Then in Ireland too, it's kind of starting there. In Netherlands, of course, you have they bash down the farmers. Once again, we're being told it's just, to make a better life for us, to make the world a better place. But what it actually means is you won't have food. If the farmers don't produce food anymore, you won't have anything to eat. It's as simple as that. And tying into that, I wonder why Bill Gates all of a sudden, buys farmland, like crazy. Why would you do that? Well, if you have control over the food, you have total control of the people. So we're seeing all of these issues going on. Digital identity, next thing. Digital identity, it's not so your life is easier. It's so government has total control over you. Look to China, with that social credit system. That's our future. And I'm not talking the future 30, 40, 50 years from now. It's happening now. It is happening now. Digital currency. Oh, isn't that's the creme de la creme of all control mechanisms. I mean, what do you think is going to happen if the next time you refuse to take an mRNA shot? With a flip of a switch, they just cancel your account. You cannot buy food anymore. You cannot do anything anymore. That's pretty much where I think it's going. It's to erect a totalitarian surveillance state.
We're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one. And the new accounting is what we call blockchain. It means digital. It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy, which will give us far greater clarity over what's going on. It also raises huge dangers in terms of the balance of power between states and citizens.
We are shifting to a new financial system, but the general population is not shifting to a new financial system. It's shifting to a control grid.
CBDC can allow government agencies and private sector players to program, to create smart contracts, to allow targeted policy functions. For example, welfare payment. For example, consumption coupon. For example, food stamp. By programming CBDC, those money can be precisely targeted for what kind of people can own and what kind of use this money can be utilized.
A key difference with the CBDC is that central bank will have absolute control on the rules and regulations, and also we will have the technology to enforce that.
They're saying we can control with rules. We don't need currency anymore. And so it's no longer a financial system or a currency system. It's purely a digital concentration camp. It's a slavery system.
When Catherine Austin Fitts talks, we should listen. She's a former high-level investment banker in New York and held senior office in the first Bush administration in Washington.
There may be 1,000 models of how it could work. But essentially, you will have, whether it's a banking account or a credit card, and it can be turned off and on. So my incentive system is not you go to work and work hard and you get money. My incentive system can be based on how you behaved in the last 5 minutes, on a 24/7 basis.
CBDCs, as the name suggests, would be issued by central banks like the Federal Reserve in America and the Bank of England, not by high street banks. They would signal the end of cash, and every transaction you make would be transparent and held on a permanent database. Crucially, under a net zero regime, your carbon footprint could be at the heart of the system.
We're developing, through technology, an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So, individual carbon footprint tracker.
This can be the infrastructure for a carbon credit system. It's totalitarian control, and if people don't become aware of it now, it's going to be too late to backtrack.
In an unknown future, one thing is certain. Digital IDs are essential to the project. If they become compulsory, data on every detail of our lives will be monitored, stored, and monetized. Nothing, but nothing, would be private.
For younger people, often it's the case that they like technology, they're completely au fait with it, they enjoy it. So they don't see the dangers that technology can bring because, like a drug dealer does, you feed people, low levels of drug where it's all fun. And then later when you have them addicted, you feed the hard stuff and that destroys their life. So in a similar way, all of this technology is currently pretty much nice, but when the central bank digital currency comes in and the control comes in and the censorship systems, then the younger people will realize all too late in many cases that they've walked themselves into a trap.
Przypominamy, że na naszym kanale nie ma płatnych reklam i jeżeli uważasz, że robimy coś wartościowego, to możesz wesprzeć naszą pracę poprzez datek dowolnej wartości. Możesz też nas wspomóc, odwiedzając sklep partnerski Illuminati Wear, który oferuje odzież, literaturę dla wszystkich przebudzonych. Jest to świetna forma wyjścia z przekazem poza internet. Linki znajdziesz pod filmem. Pozdrawiamy, Illuminati Team. Dodaj łapkę w górę i subskrybuj nasz kanał. Pozdrawiamy, Illuminati Team.